Hey Food Fam, Skye Hanley here, the Limitless Nutritionist and Challenge Queen, bringing you the most amazing 10 steps to running an impactful challenge. I have to look down on my piece of paper. Can I tell you, I've got a little surprise for you coming up. This is actually the first page. I'm only going to do that. I have a really awesome ebook that's coming your way soon, in relation to how to run impactful challenges. It's so important, right, guys? And so I wanted to put this checklist together for you just to sort of talk about, obviously, what are the 10... There seems to be 11 points currently. I feel like I'm going to make that either 10 or 12. Most important things when, that we have to think about. And some of them is just kind of the technical stuff, when is it running? Who are we running it for? The duration, all that sort of stuff, all right? So look, let's go through these different points. Hello, I can see a few of you dropping in now, which is amazing. So this is kind of the 10, yet I have 11 points on the sheet, steps to running an impactful challenge, all right? Now, step one, and these, when I've sat down and really downloaded what it is that I do every single time when I'm running a challenge, whether it be one for myself, one for my own branding, one, contained within a gym, one for, different people or something online, it's the same process. It really is the same kind of process, all right? So look, step one is map out a plan. And so what I mean when I say map out a plan is that it's super important that even just sitting down and doing these 10 steps, have your checklist in front of you, know what your 10 steps, to running impactful challenges are. So then obviously you can make a plan based around those 10 steps. It's that simple, all right? Things that you want to contain within your plan is stuff like, obviously, the catchy name. So you want to make sure that you have a really catchy name. Use some hypnotic language is super important, all right? Hypnotic language is stuff that's going to resonate with our tribes, okay? So using language like ultimate, because people want ultimate everything, or blueprint, or, I call one like a rogue body reset because it's kind of that sort of, I want to fucking, reset my rogue body. You want to pick something that's not generic and that's going to resonate with your tribe, okay? It's super important. Put deliberate hypnotic language in there, okay? It's a little bit of a marketing psychological tip. Like I could say I'm going to run a nutrition course, or I could say I am running the ultimate nutrition blueprint for PTs. Do you want to join? And you'll go, fuck yeah, I want to join that. That sounds amazing, right? So we want to make sure that we're just doing a few simple things like that. Just pick a really cool name. If ever you need a hand with that, that's a lot of fun to me. So just text me and go, I don't know what to call my challenge. This is what I'm thinking, and I'll just help you come up with some other words that we can throw in there. You can also actually look up, and I do this sometimes with my own marketing when I'm just sort of like having a mind blank, but it's really important, you can just Google hypnotic language, hypnotic words. And even if you Google pictures, you'll see picture lists of hypnotic language. And it'll just help, jog your mind and get your creative juices flowing, all right, on what you might be able to call your next challenge so that it resonates with the people you want it to resonate with, all right? So you got to think like them a little bit if you're not your ideal client, or if you were, oh my goodness, brain, your ideal client. Basically, all I mean by that is that, we're often our ideal client. Us 5 years ago, us 5 or 10 years ago, we're often our ideal client, all right? So think about, and that's actually on here, know your target market. Who are you targeting with this challenge? This is all just in the plan. We're on step one, know your target market. The more you can nut down your target market, and I'm not talking about 25 to 35-year-old mums who want to lose weight. That is not enough. It literally isn't, You want to really think about, where these people are getting their information from, who they look up to, what language do they use, are they the main support person in their home, all these different things. It's so important to get into the psychology of our target market, because we know that we're amazing badass trainers that can totally help people. All we need to do is get our message out there. But sometimes our message can fall on deaf ears if we're not wording it in a way that our target market is going to resonate with. All right. So it's not always about writing it the way we would write it, you know, in the way that we think. It's about what's going to resonate with our tribe so that we can attract more of our ideal client. So if you're running a challenge, yes, sometimes in the fitness industry, we will take anyone who breathes and who has money and wants to throw money at us. We're like, yes, I will take you as a client or whatever it is, all right? But there's this amazing saying, actually, that I totally love and have loved for a long time. And I'm going to forget it right now because it's, you know, the pressure of being live with you. Speak to many people and no one hears you. Speak to one person and many people hear you. I love that saying. I love it because it's so true. If you just go, I'm running a challenge called the Ultimate Summer Body Challenge. It's not too bad, actually. I can clean that up a little bit. Great for all fitness levels. Bring a friend for free. Ultimate, nutrition and, whatever. If we're just kind of, unlimited training sessions, 10 sessions a week, like this is all feature kind of stuff, If you're going to a trainer or a type of thing, yeah, those things are interesting in terms of we need that information. I need to know that if I'm joining this challenge, am I going to actually be able to train in it? Yes, that's important. However, that's not how our clients are thinking. Our clients are thinking about the benefits to them. All right, so we have to talk to them in a way that shows them what the benefits to them are going to be. Does that make sense? So you want to talk to them about how they're going to get their energy back and they're going to actually finally pick themselves first because they're such a busy mum and they're such a yes person taking their kids to sport all the time. Don't you just want to say a big, F off to your kids sometimes? Like, you tell me, like, how do you want to word it that's going to resonate with your tribe? How do they think, all right? So it's really important that we're absolutely nutting down all the time, our target market and testing it in the marketplace in terms of how it actually lands with them, Have you posted something that sat really well with people and posted something else that you thought would go really well and maybe it didn't go so well? Have a bit of a download on that. Why did one work and maybe not the other, all right? So we want to talk about catchy name. You're going to talk about target market. Who is the 8-week challenge for? Because if you talk to one person and you talk to that one person as if they're your best friend, then everyone's going to hear you, all right? Because so many more of that type of person is going to resonate with the information that you're putting out there. And often, as I've said, time and time again, we are often our ideal client. That was just us 5 years ago. All right. So think about who you were 5 or 10 years ago and the information and what you want to hear and what kind of challenge you would join and why you would join it and the sentences you would tell yourself all the time back then or whatever. The more you can nut it down, the better your challenge, more effective and impactful it's going to be. We're all still just in the plan. This is step 1. The duration, that's pretty simple. Is it 8 weeks? Is it 28 days? Why is it 28 days? Why is it 8 week? It's really important to just maybe not pull a number out of your head, know if you're doing things in 12-week blocks. Know that there might be a couple of sticking points in terms of, how that challenge is going to run. Know that people's psychology is really important. So we want to make sure that, we're helping them go up and then up and then up and then up, not, is not good for people, all right? That doesn't make us feel successful. So we'll talk about that a little bit more in a second, all right? Know the main goal, obviously, of your target market and talk about it in terms of how they would talk about it, all right? Not talking about the features of what it is that's in your program or in your service or in your challenge. It's about talking about the benefits, juicy food guide that is the big book of options so you never have to think again because we are all stressed out enough as it is. We don't need to make nutrition and food another stress factor, right? That's the benefit to them. Not you get a nutrition plan and a food guide and a, We don't want to talk about it like that. So what else? And the numbers of participants you want. That is so important, not only potentially for pricing, it might come up in regards to that, but it's also important to know your figures and know your conversion rates. Like if you talk to 10 people, how many people do you normally sell into a program or a challenge or or your weekly unlimited exercise or whatever it is that you're doing. It's really important to know your figures. So if you say, I want 20 people in my challenge, how many people does that then mean you need to talk to get your 20 people? Because you can't just, there's this awful saying, it's called pissing in the wind. I don't know why that always comes to my brain, but you can't just piss in the wind. and just go, oh, whatever, I'll just, like, oh, this is how many I want, but that's it. I'm just going to put a number down and then not actually do anything about it. You need to know your figures. You're a business owner, which is totally amazing, and what a wonderful lifestyle we can build for ourselves, when we put the right tools and structure in place, like having a impactful challenge checklist to be able to go. So this is all, as I said, just parts of the point one, which is just making a plan. All right, now you will see me glance down because, as I said, I've got this awesome bonus coming up for you guys in the next few weeks. And so what I'm actually looking at is this amazing page after page document I've created for you in relation to this checklist. It's going to give you so much of this information, but you have to stick around to the end to find out how you can actually get your hands on that. You want to make sure as well, as part of the plan, that you have an amazing lead-in time. I generally suggest about 4 weeks. So what I'm talking about is maybe 5 weeks out, you need to get all of this stuff organized so that on, 4 weeks out, you can start putting into place some of your marketing strategies, working out how you're going to find your clients, where you're going to look, what are the different options you're going to go with, all of that sort of stuff, and that you're hitting them on a regular basis, because not everyone's going to hear you every time you make a post. So don't be scared to be making regular posts, because not everybody's going to see it all the time. If you've got an email list, send some emails out. Nothing wrong with that, all right? So make sure that you're utilizing, your warm, audience, your warm leads first and foremost, especially if you're running something like an impactful challenge. Super, super important. And to have the appropriate amount of lead-in time. I find that often us trainers, in the PT industry and running our own businesses are often reactionary and not proactive, all right? And that is the big mistake, okay? You want to be proactive, not reactionary. And what that means is I can literally sit down with you for an hour and a half, and we could have your entire year mapped out. That simple. Exactly what you're doing, when you're doing it, how much lead-in time you need, what's going to be most impactful, what are the best times of year to run challenges, what lengths of challenges to run at particular times of year that are going to sit better with your clients, that are going to give you more success. The more success you have, the more money you can make, and the more money you can make, the more people you can then help, because that's what it's about. All right? So there's so much information here, and so don't be reactionary, and it's self-sabotage. It's genuine self-sabotage when we're being reactionary. We're going, fuck, I need more money, and this last thing that I did didn't work out, and I'm just kind of pissing in the wind, or I don't really know what I'm meant to be doing, so maybe I should run a challenge. I'm going to do it in 2 weeks. I get that a lot as well. Like, trainers kind of coming to me and saying, I don't know, I kind of want to run something and I want to run it in the next, can I start in 2 weeks' time or something like that? And I'll be like, ooh, alarm bells. It's a bit reactionary. So we want to, give ourselves enough time, because there's no point setting ourselves up for failure, and maybe only being 2 weeks out from deciding you're going to run a challenge is not enough time to get the 30 people that you've decided you want, to get the 100 people that you've decided you want. How many people do you need to talk to get that 100 people? Do you need to talk to 10,000 people? You want to start in 2 weeks? Oh my goodness, you got to talk to 10,000 people in 2 weeks. Self-sabotage, right? So we want to make sure we have an amazing plan in place. Okay, point number 2, pick dates. Super simple, right? Pick dates. We need to make sure that as I said, you've got 4 week lead up or as a minimum. So you know what's happening in that 5 weeks out. You've already got this plan in place. You picked your dates, and you're working out things like your inclusions as well. That's kind of part of the plan. What I mean by inclusions is, well, what are you putting in the pack? Because how can you put a pricing on a package or start advertising it? What's that saying? I'm full of sayings apparently today. Don't put the cart before the horse. I think that's the saying I'm after. And again, that's another one of those reactionary things where we think, oh my goodness, I need to get the advertising out there, so I'm just going to put out what I can for now, and then I'm going to throw in more inclusions, and then people are going to come back to me and want me to answer questions, so I'm going to have a mini freak out and just rattle off the first price that comes to mind, and then by the time they've already told people that price, they're actually throwing in more inclusions. Like, you need to know your structure, your inclusions, your pricing first and foremost, because we're not being reactionary, we're being proactive. All of this is in the plan, all right? And obviously picking the dates and picking dates that make sense, giving you enough lead in time, to have business success. Absolutely super important with challenges in particular, because you want to build the hype around it, because that's what it's all about. selling people what they want so that we can give them what they need, all right? Because a lot of times, and I'm actually the same, the first thing that I teach in my challenges is I hate challenge mentality. I teach that. I get on, a live video or something like that, or a seminar or whatever, every single time I'm running a challenge, and have for years and years and years, the first thing I teach is I hate challenge mentality, because it sets us up for failure. All right, because people go too hard too soon, they smash it out. So if you're one of those people who hates challenges and is going, I'm watching this video, Skye, and you're talking to me about challenges, but I'm really not comfortable in running a challenge because I think it's, bad for people. The thing is though, sell them what they want and give them what they need. All right. So people in their brains, they think they want, they want challenges. They go, look, I really want to smash this out over the next 12 weeks, or I want to smash this out over 8 weeks, or I've got a goal. We work better when we're motivated and accountable and we have a goal. So challenges psychologically, signing up to something is a big psychological yes in our brain to say, yes, I'm being committed. All right. And then we want to be able to hold on to people. So give them what they need in the challenge, which is to learn that challenge mentality is not the way. And, and sometimes it is. That might be okay too. But we want to make sure that we're giving them, I use the word holistic, it resonates with me, but that just means, that we're talking to them about their life, we're talking to them about stress, we're talking to them about nutrition. It's the full, the full spectrum of things that actually gives people a lifetime of change, which is what we actually want them to have. All right. So not just setting them up so that after 8 weeks they smash it out and then they go for a big binge eat and big drink and put all their weight back on, if, that's the type of challenge it is. It's not about that. It's, small things at a time till the small things make for a huge result. That's what I think anyway. And if you think a little bit differently, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. But I just wanted to clarify that around challenge mentality, so that when you're, you can talk to people about running a challenge. You can call it an 8-week something challenge is not a problem. And then in that challenge, once you've got your hands on people, you can give them the juicy information that's going to change their life. Sell them what they want and give them what they need. You are the practitioner. You are the expert. Give them what they need. All right? Which might be not challenge mentality. So anyway, inclusion. So nutrition plans, additional exercise classes, body scans, measurement days, a welcome pack. That's always fun. Guest speaker nights, maybe. Midway amp up is super important. And end of challenge party. All righty? So that's all part of the plan. We've picked our dates. We've decided on the inclusions, which is super, super important as well. So when you go to price it, what you need to price it at, because those inclusions need to be covered, because you don't want to be running at a loss. Why run a challenge, put in all the extra effort and then and to be helping people in a greater fashion, and to undervalue the efforts that you're putting in. All right. It is okay to help people and to want to help people and be able to make money while doing that, because the more money you make, the more people you're then able to help. All right, so it's not a dirty thing to talk about. I just did a video on sales. Let me know if you want to be tagged in that. And it's not a dirty thing to want to be able to help people while making money at the same time, so then you can help more people. It's pretty cool, right? We're really lucky to be in an industry we're able to do that. So make sure you don't underprice your inclusions. So lock in measurements dates. Now, what I mean by that, if I'm running an 8-week challenge, then what I do is I have something called a week 0. On week 0 is like the Saturday before we kick off on the Monday. So it's 2 days out. That's kind of week 0 for me. That's how I look at it, because otherwise I think of it as, week 1 of the challenge. So week 0 is of importance. And in week 0, on that Saturday, I'll have a big measurement day. I'll do fitness testing. I'll give people their welcome packs. That'll have their nutrition plans and food guides and all the different goodies printed. It might have we'll talk about welcome packs in a minute, actually. Lots of other stuff. People like tangible shit, so it's really nice to get them all in. They can meet the other challenges. As I said, do their fitness testing, get their measurements done. That is Saturday. That means if they've got meal plans or nutrition plans, they can go shopping on Sunday and they are ready to kick off on Monday and to kick ass. All right, ready to go. Perfect. So I will always book 3. That's a lie. I don't always book 3. Depending on if I need to keep the price lower, I will book 2. All right, so I will book one at the beginning, which is week 0, and then obviously you want to have a measurement day at the end, right? That makes total sense. So I'll book one right at the end, and sometimes I'll even do one in the middle. If I know that the type of program I'm doing is a bit more boutique that go around, or it's going to be priced a little higher, and that's okay for the target market that I'm going with, or whatever else it is, all right? Or I know that there's going to be a lot of people. But yeah, it's really important to then book in those measurement dates. So when you're picking when your challenge runs, make sure that you've got the idea in your head that, that you're going to need this Saturday, and this Saturday, or whatever days you pick, Friday night or Sunday or blah, blah, blah. But you want to give people enough time to be able to do their shopping, to get set up. And I personally don't love the idea of being like, oh, you can just come into the gym the week before at any time and somebody will do your measurements and we'll just give you some, there's no structure to it. And so when we're a bit wishy-washy about, what people need to do and when they're going to come and what we're giving them and, whatever, then sometimes they end up being a bit wishy-washy too. And especially at the beginning of a challenge, we want it to be like, right, this is what we're doing. Come in and do your fitness testing. Then we're going to do this. Here's your welcome packs. Cool. Everyone's met everyone. That's really great. You're all in the Facebook community. Who's doing that? It's a totally different vibe. So I much, much, much prefer that, 100,000,000%, right? Okay, so we've done the measurement dates. Create a midway amp-up plan. So this is what I was saying before about, making sure that if you're running a longer challenge, so if you've got a 12-week challenge, I find sometimes in the past, depending on, what I've been doing and where I've been running it, 12 weeks can be a really long time in people's lives. 12 weeks in my life is epic. So much can happen in 12 weeks, 3 months, I don't know what I'll be doing in 12 weeks time, even right now. I probably have this giant calendar above me that has all the information about where I'm meant to be at those points in time. However, it's so important, if we're trying to keep people accountable and motivated, then you want to make sure that if there are sticking times, like in an 8-week challenge, right in the middle on week 4, after the midway amp up, going into week 5, I'll run something like a smoothie detox challenge, a 3-day shake up that's a bit different. We've had their measurements, what do they need to do differently? How's that going to help them, whatever. We'll go climb a mountain or, do a fun run or something like that. What's happening in your local community? Something that is going to bring everyone's focus back onto the task at hand. Otherwise, what happens, they go, oh yeah, I'm going to hit it, I'm going to go super hard, super fast, smash it out, and then 3 weeks in, I'm kind of done. That's regardless of whether it's an 8-week challenge or a 12-week challenge or something like that. People, our motivation can wax and wane. So you want to make sure that in some of those sticking points, you're actually doing something to shake things up a bit, to get people's brains back into it, and to move forward in a much more powerful way. Make sense? All right. Midway amp up, once you've got that locked in and written down, if there's a cost to it, you need to also put that cost. If you're buying tickets to a local fun run or something as part of the overall package, surprise event that they have to be there on a particular day or whatever it might be, you want to make sure that you're not out of pocket. So put the charge of that ticket price for the fun run for every individual as part of the package inclusions, as part of the package price. Makes sense? You don't want to be out of pocket. Otherwise, you're out of energy, out of pocket, running these challenges, and it's not going to feel like a success. All right. And even ourselves in business feel more motivated when we're having, successes and things like that. So super important, right? Gather your welcome pack inclusions. Let me scroll down. I'm going to give you some examples of things that I always throw in that I think are really, really great. So the nutrition plans, as I said, I'll have that printed. The food guide, if you've got, that particular package with the food guide in it, it's 22 pages. You should be able to print it for under $7. So again, you need to make sure you're putting that printing cost. That's a colored front, black and white interior. You need to put those printing costs into the overall cost of running the challenge, super important. That's why we want to write this stuff down, not be reactionary, have a plan in place. So that when you're printing things like that, if that's going to cost you $7, it's not eating into your money for the efforts you're then putting in for the 8 weeks or whatever it might be, all right? This is stuff that's already covered when they purchase the amazing challenge that they're going to participate in, right? nutrition plans, food guide, supplement samples I think is a really great one, a massage voucher. I've seen people do essential oil testers, which I think is a really great thing, because everyone probably in all of our, you know, gyms or boot camps or whatever probably knows somebody who's into essential oils and trying to sell them. So why not put a couple of, you can just ask them, if they're a client of yours, just go, hey, do you want to put a couple, like I'm doing this challenge, I've got like 20 welcome bags, do you want to put a little sampler in each of them? They will be like, oh my God, yes, like, you know, that's totally amazing. If you'd like energy fizz sticks from our board, I'm more than happy to throw in some of those for you too, so you could just get in contact with me. You know, massage vouchers and stuff like that from, you know, from a local massage place, towels, shakers and drink bottles. But again, if you're going down that road, if there is a cost to those things, you know, you need to put the price on the overall package, right? Organic tea is another one that I do. So I buy, it's called Puka. It's about $5 a box of like 20. And I'll put a couple of amazing, you know, organic teas in their bag, you know, and ask your clients as well. They all probably have businesses too, and they'd be more than happy to throw in like a local business voucher or, you know, a sample of something or whatever else it might be, you know, and that also gets more of that community vibe happening. People like tangible shit. It's that simple, you know. So if everyone gets to walk away with this cool little bag of all these goodies, they're like, fuck yeah, it's really motivating. We are weird creatures, but it's really motivating. So make sure, you know, you've got some nice little goodies for them and whatever, all right? So you've got your welcome pack. Price your full package, all right? You know what your inclusions are. You know what your midway amp up is, and you've got your welcome pack together. You've written down all those things. You've priced them out. You're then putting your time and your price on top of that, whether that be unlimited exercise sessions, whether that be a little bit more time because you're going to be in the Facebook group. What do you price your time at? All right. You need to put that price on there as well. You're not doing it just for the cost of the things that you're providing them outside of your own experience and time and efforts. You know, you need to rate yourself enough, trust yourself enough, back yourself enough to put your own price on there. You know, that's of importance. You know, to you. Alrighty. So you've priced it. You're going to start advertising. I have another webinar that's on writing impactful copy for advertising and things like that, and marketing and whatever, you know, once you know your target market, your ideal tribe, and we're trying to attract in more of that ideal tribe, and we're going to do that by talking to them in their language that's going to resonate with them, so then they want to you know, come to us. All right, so that's all kind of advertising, marketing mumbo jumbo for another day. You want to do a no-brainer deal or a call to action as well, all right? So what that is, you know, like a no-brainer deal. I often price at two prices. I say, look, this is actually, you know, this is the big price where I put like a bit extra on because I'm like, yeah, this is, you know, fucking big price, whatever. And then this is the inclusions plus the other bits and pieces plus, you know, plus my worth and what I value all of this at, all right? Again, it's a bit psychological. Like, we want to make sure we're getting value for money, and our clients, this is, you know, how our clients work. So you want to make sure that sometimes with challenge, obviously you're not going to do this all the time with like your normal offering, but as part of a challenge, you want to sort of say to people, hey, like, this is actually the price, but, you know, for the next week, I've got an early bird special that means that you can sign up for this price. So shall we get you started? All right. So you want it to be a no-brainer deal. So you want it to be like, wow, that's amazing. Yes, I do want to sign up right now to that. That sounds fantastic. All right. So a no-brainer deal. You know, and it's a call to action. So it's to get your tribe to jump and to jump now. So you know how many people you have on board, you know how many people you know you need to get, and what work needs to be put in, all right? So something like an early bird special or a lower price or, you know, whatever else it might be, a particular inclusion or something that, you know, there's only 5 inclusions at this price, so get in now, you know, first 10 people or whatever you want to do, call them to action, get them to jump and get them to jump now. All right, so important because you know you can help them. So again, it's not about being, I don't like the word manipulative or being a trickster or something like that in terms of trying to sell to people, you know, but it's getting in their heads that we're able to help them. Like, that's what's of most importance, right? And then set up a Facebook community. That's point 11, you know, set up a community to put everyone in, you know, build some hype around, you know, get your face in there, give them lots of content, you know, videos, documentaries, chat, get them engaged and feeling motivated all the time, alrighty? Now, look, I did say to you, you know, that this this when I keep looking down and onto my computer screen is part of an amazing package that I've got coming up. Everything that we've talked about today, plus really nutting down your target market, plus talking about if you're watching my other video, if you'd like a tag in the video I just made on the ultimate sales blueprint, it's really good. It gives you structure around how to sell to people without being cringy or whatever. It's not about that, but having some structure is a handy tool to have, right? So if you want to tag in that video as well, let me know. Just pop your name here and say, yes, tag me. Otherwise, if you want some really in-depth one-on-one time with me, I have this amazing opportunity coming up for a select few people to apply for my private mentoring program. Which is going to be totally amazing and mind-blowing. It is basically this stuff we're talking about today on steroids. It's so that you can start charging what you're worth, to bring in the money that you're worth, to help more people that you're able to help. All right, as well, because we're allowed to be empathetic. We're allowed to make money on being able to help people, because the more money we make, the more people we're then able to help, okay? So if you're feeling a bit stuck in your business at the moment, if you're feeling like you're without direction, if you know you want to run impactful challenges but you don't know where to start, if you don't even know what a target market is, or how to talk to your tribes or how to market yourself, if you're feeling lack of confidence in your own abilities, if you're feeling lonely in business, and this mentoring program is absolutely for you. So if you're interested in me, sending you a little message and getting more information, just type hell yes into the bottom of this video, and then, excuse me while I press my screen, just type hell yes into the bottom of this video, and I'll be able to PM you some more details in regards to the mentoring program. It's going to be totally amazing and totally, life-changing. As I say to plenty of you, the way I look at it is my success, your success is my success too, all right? So I absolutely, want you to succeed first and foremost. And if you're able to succeed, with your clientele and help, the more people you can help, the better I feel, because then I know that I'm helping you help your tribes, all right? So your success is my success too. All right. Hell yes, if you want some more information in relation to the mentoring program, all right? So I'm only taking a select few. You need to jump in now. It's that simple. All right, love you guys. Bye.